Sexy Funny with Jenny McCarthy.
You're cheating hard.
Welcome back to Dirty Sexy Funny. I'm Jenny McCarthy. That's right, you're cheating hard. God, I remember getting cheated on. It was the worst experience ever. I was in 8th grade, and my boyfriend, Bobby, said he was going to the mall, so he couldn't come over. And so I decided to go to the mall, just to maybe bump into Bobby. And lo and behold, Bobby was holding hands with Renee, this little slut that was in 8th grade. And what do? Southside Chicago Jenny. I slowly walk over there and I say, "Hey Bobby, hey Renee." And then I grab Renee by the hair and I pull her down the stairs of the mall and beat the shit out of her. And as I'm beating the shit out of her, Bobby says to me, "Wow, you must really like me." The mall police started coming, and I said, "Who are you gonna run with, her or me?" And he said, "You, baby." And we rode the bus home, and I can't believe to this day that I took a cheater back. I don't understand it. And why would he want to cheat on me? I was the best girlfriend ever. I let him finger me. I let him, dry hump until I had scars. I was a good girlfriend. But from that point on, I was always had a big question mark in my dating world. I'm like, is this going to be another Bobby? Like, I realize you can be the best girlfriend in the world. You can be the best wife in the world. You can be the hottest chick fucking ever. Or the hottest guy ever. Or the perfect husband ever. But there's something that goes on in the mind of a cheater that makes them want to cheat. And I've always been monogamist. Always. In every relationship I've had. I can tell you that. I do say a lot of bullshit, but this is real. I am a monogamist. So I always have been interested in this. I remember when Oprah did an episode on cheating, the ratings were through the roof. That she said, "Oh my God, I have to do another episode." So when I saw this book, The Cheater's Mind, I said we have to get this wonderful woman on the show, Dr. Denise Wood. Welcome.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. So the new book is available in stores on Amazon.com. You spent several years working for the Minnesota Department of Corrections, which included serving on the hostage negotiation team. The Cheater's Mind. Dr. Wood hopes that The Cheater's Mind will give couples the scientific and psychological information they need to help prevent and survive infidelity. Is it The Cheater's Mind, or is it Inside the Cheater's Mind? What's the name of the book, the accurate name of the book?
It's basically Inside the Cheater's Mind.
Okay, I of course have the wrong title that David has down here. So let me just write it correctly so I say it right. Inside, see, I knew it was inside because I had read the book front to back.
Did you?
At home.
I love that book.
Almost front to back, but I liked how you broke it down. I like how you broke down the categories, which I'll get to in a minute.
Okay.
But let's start with the question that I know most of my listeners are wondering, which is, so if a wife or a husband, how does a wife or a husband know if their spouse is cheating on them? Do they go by instincts? Do they become a detective? How do they go about finding out?
I do have a lot of things in the back of the book that can tell you what signs to look for. I mean, it may just be as simple as maybe they're grooming their private parts a little bit more. They're buying more lingerie, more underwear. They're working out more.
Right.
They're more conscientious about what they look like and how they present themselves, and they take a long time to get ready to go out. They use pseudo names that you've never heard of before to go out with these pseudo friends that they have.
Oh.
They'll come home late at night. They may shower when they get home, type of thing. So there's all kinds of things to look at, but then I don't want people jumping to conclusions like, "Oh my God, my husband bought new underwear, so he's cheating on me." So I don't want people to go insanely crazy about it, but it's some little signs like that you can look for.
Exactly. Okay, so then I guess let me ask you this. So a wife or a husband find out that their spouse then cheated on them. What should their first step be besides burning all of their items?
Yeah, besides burning them and throwing them out on the lawn, right?
Yes.
And stomping on them. And then, of course, there's the car. But no, they need to step aside because everything's volatile at that point. I mean, and there may be kids involved, there may be family involved, you want to keep it as quiet as you can and try and work with a therapist for it. Because if there's too many people there and too many people involved, it gets overwhelming for the couple.
Right.
If they want to stay together, and if they don't want to stay together, they have to work out some type of, if they have family and whatnot.
So don't be impulsive. Don't react immediately. Go to a therapist and sit down and try to work out what's best.
Yeah.
And sometimes what's best is leaving. Mm-hmm. And sometimes what's best could be staying. Do men cheat more than women?
Yes. They do, but it's not a high percentage. And the more women in the workforce, the more it's evening out. So they probably cheat about 20% more when it used to be a lot higher.
Do women cheat for different reasons?
Yes.
And what are those?
Well, women, they need more of the emotional attachment. They need more of like the lovey-dovey stuff, you know, like, come on.
We want an emotional affair more than a physical one sometimes.
Yeah, and I have a good example, Maria, in my book. She felt like she was an abandoned cheater. And what happened was her husband was not being empathetic after she miscarried a baby, and he was not being empathetic about it. And so she didn't have anywhere to go, and he kept saying, you have other kids you have to take care of, get over it, buck up, that type of thing. So what she did is she went and found someone to have an affair with, which she normally wouldn't have done.
Because she needed someone to nurture her.
Exactly.
Because he didn't.
Yep.
So if I was that woman, what would you tell that woman to do so she wouldn't go cheat? How do you stop someone before they make that decision?
Okay, like if I was working with this couple specifically, I would say that people grieve in different ways, and maybe he's grieving too, and that's why he can't help her with her grief. So I would have them really talk about things in therapy and really understand each other and just get what each other is going through, because they're not really talking about it. It's more like buck up, or she's thinking he doesn't care about me. And then, and you know how people, they can read you.
Right.
They read you, they're like, oh, that woman or that man, they're having issues, they're having problems. A lot of people are good at reading that.
Well, most women say they can feel intuitive feelings, whether their spouse, their husband is cheating on them or not. Is there ever a reason where you can say that someone says, like, I have the right to cheat on this person?
I think my revenge cheater, she went and she cheated, but then she felt so bad about it after, and she totally ruined her whole family, and all the neighbors found out because she cheated with his best friend just to get back at him. So, what I say, no, not a good idea, but in her head, that was the way to get back at him until it actually happened, and then she wasn't happy.
Is the saying true, once a cheater, always a cheater?
No.
That's good news.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah, so we're talking to Dr. Denise Wood. She has a new book called Inside the Cheater's Mind, which I love, on Amazon.com. We're also opening up the phones, 888-94-STARS, if you want to ask her a question or tell us, why do you cheat? Secretly, you can change your name. I don't give a shit. I just want to know what goes on in someone's mind that makes them want to go elsewhere. Is it possible to stay in a relationship for real once your partner's cheated on you?
Yes.
Isn't it difficult?
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing ever. How do you ever, I'll hold the fact that someone didn't forget my birthday, let alone they stuck their dick somewhere else. I couldn't imagine.
Exactly. No, exactly. It is. I mean, it's the hardest job you'll ever have to go through in your life. But think about how hard we work at work, how hard we work with our kids, how hard we work in different aspects of our life, how hard we work when we go to work out. I mean, let's face it, sometimes we just put marriage on the back burner. So it's a broken system.
Right.
So you
That's
just
true.
have to sit down and figure it out.
Well, I know a lot
Where
of
did we
times, looking at my sister and stuff, we have babies as women.
Yeah.
And, you know, I tried to tell my sister this. I'm like, of course we have this natural instinct to give our entire lives to our kid. And we literally put us second. Our armpit hair grows, or we have roots, we get fat, we smell like puke, and we forget that we're also supposed to be a wife. Not that gives any guy an excuse, but you have to take your own accountability too sometimes and go like, there are guys that do feel completely ignored, but they're also the guy that I would say to the guy, have some fucking compassion and some empathy for what the woman is going through. You know, we just gave birth. She's trying to raise our child. So both sides, I feel like, should always have accountability. Don't you?
Yeah, no, I really do. I had a couple that the wife would sleep with the child and the dog, like a big old dog, like I don't know, Saint Bernard or something, like in the bed every night. And she'd go to bed at 8 o'clock with her son, and so her husband had to go sleep in a different room. Now this is like an every night sort of thing. It's just not once in a while.
That's
you know,
not
we're
cool.
having a nightmare or there's a storm outside. It's like an every night sort of thing. So he was feeling really left out, but he did the right thing. Instead of cheating, he came and talked to a therapist.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like you need to go do something like that, talk to somebody. We have people on the phone that want to talk to you. Let's go to line 2. Candy. Hey, Candy, thanks for calling Dirty Sexy Funny. It's Jenny. We've got Dr. Denise Wood here. What you got for us, girl? Hey, Candy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it me?
It's your turn. It's Jenny.
Okay, hi. My husband is actually having affairs with men, and he says he loves me. I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's real or I don't know. I'm kind of in shock.
Does he want to stay in the relationship with you, or is he leaving you for another man?
No, he actually wants me to let him do this and then still be with me, and I can't do it.
How about I'm going to pass this one over to Dr. Denise Wood.
And I'm going to pass it back to Jenny. Just kidding.
What do you think? How can you help her?
Okay, the down low cheaters are in my book. They're people who want to maintain the look,
And appearance.
and if you know what I'm talking about, the look and the appearance of a quote-unquote normal, happy family. But they're attracted to members of the opposite sex. Do you two still have sex?
No. As soon as I found out, I had everything. I went and had all the tests done. And I don't feel I can go back to him.
I mean, Candy, yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to be a beard.
Yeah.
Doctor,
That's what I found out I am, is a beard. I had to do some research, and that's what I found out that I truly am.
Yeah.
would you recommend to girls like Candy to get out and you deserve better? That's what I want to tell her.
I would have to say that he is basically telling you what he needed to tell you, and yes, you are living in a faux marriage because you may be best friends, but the sexual part is not there for you. It doesn't seem like it's there for him. So I would have to say, Candy, it might be time to move on.
Yes, you deserve love, girlfriend. That's what I have to say. You deserve love, so move on.
And good sex.
Exactly. We're gonna move on to the next caller. There's so many people calling. 888-94-STARS. Let's go to Casey in Indiana on line 3. Hey there, Casey. It's Jenny and Dr. Wood. How can she help you?
Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Well, I have a situation. My husband is addicted to downloading apps on his phone, or even finding girls on Craigslist and texting them. I found this out about a year ago. I got out of active duty military and I was pregnant, and I moved to the state that he decided to move to because we had separated for a little bit. So I moved to the state he wanted to, and to reconcile our marriage, and I was pregnant with our second child. And I just had this, feeling like I knew something was going on. So one night I checked his phone, and I found all these, girls' names and things, and then I started looking into my phone records and seeing that pictures were exchanged between these people. One girl actually lives here, and later finding out he did sleep with her. Had to do some PI work, though. I feel like a detective. And then it wasn't just there was a couple girls here. One he actually slept with, and then the rest of the girls were on this app, the TikTok.
Okay, so he's a cheater.
Yes, and so the thing is, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I love him. I've given up my career, my military career, and had to start a new career. I go to school. Now I have not just one child with him. I have 2 babies with him. So it's I talk to people, and they're like, you should divorce him. I just can't bring myself to divorce him. I don't know why. I'm so independent. I can live without him. I know I can. But
is it because you want to prove to him that you are good enough, and that you? Because I feel like when I've talked to people like that who are in the same situation, and I was cheated on too, I didn't want to let go, because I was like, well, if I hang in there, they'll realize that I am a wonderful person and I'm good enough.
I think mine is more I feel like if I give up, I'm letting my kids down, because I'm breaking our family. I think that's more what it is. If there was no kids involved, I would have long left him long ago, because we have other issues in our marriage that we've had to overcome. And then this was just the step that I was oh, we're finally going to be happy. And then, I moved to the new location, and 2 months later, I'm 6 months pregnant, and I find this, and I'm wow, why couldn't you tell me this, a year ago?
So the question is what do I do? What do I do? I've got 2 babies with this guy. Everyone's telling me to leave. I don't want to break up the family. What do you think, Dr. Wood?
Okay, you're married to an addictive cheater. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be very hard. Is he addicted to other things as well?
No, I don't see anything else that he's addicted to. I was more surprised. I went home a couple months ago. I had to go home to Michigan because I almost lost my dad, and I just had that feeling again. And I went through my phone records, and here he was finding girls on Craigslist.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That hurts so much. That hurts so fucking much.
It does, and I'm really sorry for you too, and I'm sorry for your kids and your whole family. But does your husband realize, have you talked to him about the cheating? Have you sat down and talked to him about, because some people think sexting is not cheating because they didn't touch the other person. They do. Some people tell me that. Yeah. And they're I didn't touch him. It doesn't matter. Or, I was at a strip club and I didn't touch her, so it doesn't matter. And it's some people would consider that cheating. So as long as you two both know that he's cheating, the kids, and I know they're young, and I'm sorry, honey, but, keep the kids out of it as much as you can. Talk up your husband to the kids. Don't bring them into this. This is too much for them. Always keep a good relationship with the father and the kids. So keep them out of it. And I think, I'm sorry to say it, honey, because my thoughts and prayers are with you, but
you need to find the strength to move on.
I think you need to, for yourself and for your kids.
Someone told me too, when I was going through my divorce, and I was one that wanted to stick it out. I realized that you have to be a good example to your kids, and you have to show them what love looks like and what a strong mother looks like, and not one that allows a man to do this to a woman. You will find the love of your life as soon as you realize you deserve it, and then you can model to your kids what a relationship is supposed to look like. So I I agree with Dr. Wood. I would say maybe get a therapist, find one like her, and do some healing of your heart, know your worth, and get out if he's an addicted cheater. And keep us updated, will you? You have our prayers and our love and light, Mama.
Yeah.
We do have to take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue with Dr. Denise Wood. Inside the Cheater's Mind is the name of the book. 888-94 stars. We'll be right back.